tour. So if you like your baseball hats and hats, hang on to them. It will be breezy up here. The mob came to Vegas in the 40s, 50s, and 60s from the following cities. These are the ones that build hotel casinos. Is the mob still in town? We'll discuss that later. I think at the end of my tour, I will prove to you the mob is here. But they do not run the hotel casinos on the Strip in Fremont Street.
Yeah, you guys have mine.
They came here like the movie Godfather, New York, New Jersey. How about Chicago, Capone? They built Tropicana, which if I ever get two honks, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. So, keep that in mind. I'd like you to look straight ahead. You see that video screen on that skinny tower with the dome on the top of it, straight ahead of us? That's the Empathy Suite. But it used to have a Playboy bunny on it. Hugh Hefner's place. Remember Hugh Hefner? So, it sleeps 50 people, but that's a different story. So, on the right, Bellagio is rented. Isn't that wild? Bellagio is rented from Blackstone, who bought the land before the COVID pandemic and quarantine to free money to build hotel casinos in other parts of the world. Now take a look at the trees on your right. They all have to be transplanted because this is going to be all grand. Look to your left. That's where they stay. You see the Spanish-style roof? It's a Tuscany villa. That's the MGM Mansion. 140 rooms, $2,400 to $30,000 a night. It has its own casino, hidden off the Strip. The most beautiful MGM property in the world. More people walk on Arbuckle Bridge than the actual one. $19 for the Big Apple roller coaster ride. Statue of Liberty on your right. 1/3 scale pieced together out of industrial styrofoam. 2 flagpoles in front of it represent the Twin Towers of 9/11. Take a picture of the Tropicana ahead on your left. It will be imploded. If you have been working there for 35 years, you got a notice, certified mail last week, you have 18 weeks left, $5 million. Look at the white jet blue stripes, gray building, blue stripes. That is the largest airplane hangar in the world for one casino, the Venetian. If you're gambling $100,000 day and night for 3 days and nights, they'll fly you to Vegas. That is not a free flight, is it? 100,000 new fresh money a day. Now, let's look through the palm trees of Southern California and Mexico. Keep looking to the right. To park a car for a Raiders game at Allegiant Stadium to your right, here it comes. There it is, Allegiant Stadium behind Mandalay Bay. Costs $250. The number one business in Vegas is not tourism, it is conventions. Here's 1 million square feet of convention center space on your right. Now let's have some fun. Which direction, show me a nice finger, not a bad finger. Which direction do you think the bus is closest to the state of California? Point out California. No guesses? But there's one lady behind me and she's right. Straight ahead. 35 miles. You are in California. This is the old road to LA, 281 miles at 2 o'clock. So in 1959, Betty Willis was working for a company called Western Sign Company, now called Yesco, out of Salt Lake City, Utah. She is asked to design the sign for Vegas. She says it's the old road, drive carefully, come back soon. She puts an atomic star on the top. Don't worry, you're going to get a picture, we're going to make a U-turn. Over 150 atomic bombs were detonated by the United States government 100 miles behind the bus from the 1950s through the 1990s. The company that built Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, 2 miles straight ahead on the right to spot 30 acres of land. It is the proposed site in 5 to 10 years to have an NBA basketball team and arena. We had to change the name of the airport. Both were politicians, from McCarran to Reid, R-E-I-D. Why? We found out 2 years ago Mr. McCarran was also a mobster and a politician. You got to be kidding me. Hard to believe. Say it ain't so. Let's take a look to your right. Can you see the sleeping Indian in the extinct volcano on your right? See his forehead, nose, lower lip, neck, chest, and moccasin. Allegiant Stadium to your left, and on your left, if you stand up, you do it your own risk. Hint, hint, hint. The most famous here. So, they draft MGM. They're kicking themselves for selling it to the Native Americans, and I say, right on. Let them make the money with a big casino. On your right, Oyo. Do you have an Oyo where you live? They're backed by the Bank of India. Do you know Oyo has 50,000 properties throughout the world? They're going to be in your city. Think about the most rundown motel and hotel. They're going to buy it. It's about quantity, not quality. The only part of the mob left on the strip is the 3 stories of Tropicana. This all gets imploded. So guess what? In 2 years, you're going to see a movie about it, like Con Air, where Nicolas Cage brought the airplane down, where it was the sands. Okay, coming up on the right. We got a new department store from Paris, France on the right. Target. This used to be a 1-story inexpensive shops and restaurants, and they're going to be 3 stories inexpensive shops and restaurants coming up on the right. Now, let's look to the right. Notice these balconies. No, look to your right. 3 Art Deco towers coming into the view. Are any of you staying in the signature suites of MGM? They're timeshares, just like Polo Towers, and 3- and 4-star hotel rooms. But aren't they cool? They got a balcony, living room, kitchen. And then look between those 2 towers of signature suites. Can you see the driving range? See the netting? That's Top Golf, Las Vegas. 3 free pools, 6 bars, 300 big screen TVs. Most people go there to drink and swim, not to hit golf balls. Now, when you were standing waiting for us at the link, where we're eventually going to get you back tonight, because Amy and I have to do a late night tour tonight. So we can't drop you off at your individual hotel, sorry. It'll only be 1 stop at the link. You see that the top of the black ball? Do you know what that is? They just changed the name of it. It went from MSG Sphere, not Chinese food MSG, Madison Square Gardens. It is now trees, 50-cent beers every day, 5 to 6 p.m. I head on the right, the Bird Bar, the Flamingo. So this will be all grandstanded on your left for the Formula One race. Stay seated. Watch the trees on the right side of the bus. We have to hit them. Watch the trees on the right. Amy, amazing. Last night, Crystal hit, oh my goodness. Ahead to your left, per square foot, highest revenue indoor mall in the United States. Forum Shops at Caesars. Look to your right, Flylink, and the Link Promenade, where you come out from the high roller. I love the restaurant coming up on the right. $18, beef brisket, trash can nachos. Guy Fieri's, Diners and Dives Vegas. The most fun, reasonably priced restaurant, I believe, on the Strip. Take a look coming up on the right. Donny Osmond got a shot of Botox this morning. He's smiling at us. The most expensive property on the Strip is right here. How expensive is it? McDonald's can only afford 1 arch on the right. A 1-arch McDonald's. Family-owned hotel casino, only one on the Strip, Casino Royale. The people are waiting for the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. volcano eruption. Be sure you see it. On the right was the Sands. It is 3 hotels. Palazzo Venetian Venezia, connected by the Grand Canal Shops, 150 restaurants and shopping area. Indoor, outdoor gondola. Where is the best happy hour on the street? Above Walgreens, Cake Boss Buddy V's. So this was the Sands on the right. It got imploded after Nicolas Cage brought the airplane down in the movie Con Air. It is where the Lounge Act opened with the Rat Pack. Sheldon Adelson bought it, turned it into the Venetian. He did not like Steve Wynn, so he built the Palazzo taller to block the view and cast a shadow on his arch rival, Steve Wynn. Steve Wynn built Treasure Island after he built Mirage. After Treasure Island, he built Bellagio. We'll talk about that story on the way back from Fremont. But to lure you in, he gave you the Bellagio fountains, didn't he? He gave you the Mirage volcano erupting at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 used to be the pirate ship show. Phil Ruffin, out of Kansas, owns Treasure Island. He sold the quarter to CBS for $20 million, stopping the pirate ship show. Phil Ruffin is rich. He also owns Circus, and he owns most of the Trump Tower. The cloud, the silver disc ahead to the left. Remember the city Dubai, the area of Dubai? They took a picture of ours 6 years ago. They put theirs on steroids. They have a cloud 3 times the size of ours. So yeah, good for them. Ours is microchipped and it creates shade. It moves throughout the day. We're ready to roll, Amy. The most expensive sign in the world is broken. The Winnie Racer sign. See Steve Wynn's signature? That's the most expensive sign in the world. Now, what I want you to notice, coming up ahead on the right in the next block, is trees. 1,500 Aleppo pine trees. That's a man-made scalloped mountain with planters. Behind the tree, Mac bet the Houston Astros to win the World Series, took out a wheelbarrow of $30 million cash. So let's look on the right. Inexpensive shops is 18 blocks long and right to Fremont. The original street where you were going. No casino. Cheap coffee shop Denny's, cheap tacos Mexico, and this used to be a Burger King on the right. See, the drive-thru is busy. So, since you have been in Las Vegas, have you smelled a skunk yet? Those people are gambling unless you smelled it in someone's private home. That's the only place it's legal tonight. But they're building 40 cannabis lounges in this area on the way to Fremont. Abo Baker, the first 2 atomic bombs detonated by the United States, 100 miles in front of the bus, from the 50s through the 1990s. So this is a run old down area, not anymore. Companies like Berkshire Hathaway have invested in it. There's one man that I know from Chicago that owns 9 restaurants down here. He's rolling the dice that this, with all those lounges, will do just fine. In fact, Bon Appetit magazine came out last week, and I was watching TBS on. I don't subscribe to Bon Appetit. In the top 20 of Italian restaurants in the United States, it's to your right, a half block, Esther's Kitchen. See all the people to your half block to your right. It's that good. So for your shopping needs, the North Premium Outlets ahead to your left, all the way from the parking lot coming into view on the left to World Market Center, open in 1 week every 6 months. If you're bad at math, that's 2 weeks a year. If you spill, you're going to help me clean it up. Got it? But I know what things cost. There are 1,000 bicyclists. They're coming our way. They're right behind us. So Amy's trying to get to where straight ahead says Golden Nugget. Now, you're going to walk through the revolving doors straight through the casino of the Rush Tower, the Golden Nugget, and out to Fremont Street. There are 3 bandstands that are free, 49 million lights, LED light bulbs, in a 4-block long canopy. It is the original street of Vegas. And I promise you tonight, with as nice as the weather is, you're going to see stuff you wish you had never
Ganda
seen.
ng bike niya.
Amy, you're amazing. What a job, Amy. So Amy's going a special way for you.
Okay.
Actually, I don't mean to be selfish, but maybe a little bit me. Because she wants you to know we have a competitor and never take their tour. Pretty strong language, right? Look straight ahead. See where it says Golden Nugget? We're going to go under that sign, straight ahead. Everyone's going to hop off on the right side of the bus, correct? Walk straight ahead of the bus through the revolving doors of the Rush Tower. Walk through the doors, notice the beautiful chandelier above you, straight through the casino, Fremont straight ahead. Got it? And when we get there, we'll set the time that we leave. We will show up 10 minutes before. There are numerous big buses. You're on Amy and Roger's bus. Got it? Take a look to your left. Rain. The blue light sculpture on City Hall. See the stripes coming down from the right corner down? That's the solar energy from the panel tree farm in the front. That's City Hall. The mayor office, Carolyn Goodman. Previous mayor, Oscar Goodman, for 12 years. What did Oscar Goodman do before he was mayor? He was the mob's lawyer. So are there mob secrets inside City Hall? 10 minutes, you are now legally married. Believe it or not, some of us get married in a church.
That's a lifelong decision. Drinking's a night-long decision.
Or most people get married in a wedding chapel in Vegas. Every hotel casino has a wedding chapel. Now here's the interesting statistic. If you ever get married in Vegas,
I would love to.
the odds to stay married are better. Who's there? There's those on the top floor. Her and her husband, when he was alive, and she still does it today, if you can prove you are a service veteran, you still pay for your wedding. And at the end of the ceremony, she gives you your money back, which I think is really nice. So, can I save you some money? Number one, free transportation downtown. All you have to do is Google Las Vegas Downtown Loop, L-O-O-P. Conference rooms above it are 3 floors. A revolving restaurant, top of the world. A bar, the Sky Bar. And the lights on the top floor, people are getting married. Those are called the chapels in the clouds. But the mid-level, you don't have to buy a drink. 2 for $21 instead of $21 a person. Look to your left, nice dressed limousines. Chapel of Flowers. February 22nd, 2022 had 900 weddings in one day. Boy, that had to be romantic. I do next. I do next. Coffee break. Say goodbye to Cookie and Cocoa on the right. And the ride Insanity is above you. The green arm that's with the bingo balls going back and forth comes out of the side, spinning at 30 miles an hour as you look straight down. No, thank you on that one either. If you can get a picture of our double arches, here we go. Now, I have an announcement. If you are single, I'm not pointing out that downtown doesn't care about pedestrians. Because Paradise demanded $10 million to put these, just to protect people. On the right was the El Rancho. It had a Sunday mob fire. It was the first mob hotel casino and first buffet. Look in the distance to your right, Palace Station. 2 stories about the station's casinos. That particular one is the one that O.J. Simpson went to years ago for his sports memorabilia, forgetting every elevator in Vegas has a camera and a microphone. Wind tunnel again. Number 2, there are 6, building 7, station casinos owned by one family. They married their daughter off last year. The most expensive wedding in Las Vegas was last year, a one-day wedding, $25 million. On the right, let's read the sign. See, I told you I'd save you money. $1 bottle of water and 97-cent souvenirs. I save you 2 pennies. And they have one rack of 4 t-shirts for $10 that even lasts 3 washings. Lucky the Clown, and look at all the light bulbs. Doesn't it now remind you of to create shade for the people going in and out of Fast Show Indoor Mall? Friday, Saturday, Sundays, it's called Fast Show because there is a Fast Show on the hour from 12 to 5. Friday through Sunday. So here comes the Steve Wynn story. Steakhouse, and in 2.5 years he's running the joint. See, he owed money to the mob. He inherited, when his father died, money to the mob owed. So they set him up the Golden Nugget. He built a hotel tower. It does really well, and he wants to go to the Strip. So his idea was to lure you in to put an erupting volcano in the front of Mirage, and he bought from another hotel casino called the New Frontier, Siegfried and Roy. He built an area in the back for the animals, which is shut down now. All the animals are gone. And he paid them more than any entertainment. You don't have your health. You have zero, in my opinion. $8 One Direction monorail goes behind us to Sahara, the convention centers. It goes to the back of Harrah's, back of Flamingo, to Paris, and ends at the front entrance and exit of MGM Grand. $8 One Direction, $18 both directions. You want to take a picture of the high roller? Now's your opportunity. Right